What's up, Dirty Birds? And welcome to another episode of Bud About a Buddy. And today I got a very, very special guest, one of the pioneers of the whole hip-hop industry, Mr. Welcome to Atlanta himself, none other than Jermaine Dupri.
What up?
What's up, boss?
What's going on?
Good.
All right.
Appreciate you for coming, man.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And by the way, we ain't cousins. So, man, I just want to start off by saying, it is Bud About a Buddy, and I want to ask you, who's your best bud?
Who's my best what?
Your best bud, your best friend.
Best bud. I thought that's what you said. I was trying to figure out. Let me see. I guess I think I got a lot of different best friends. So I guess my best friend would probably be this guy named Chad Elliott, who actually was like the person that I actually got into. I won't say I got into the business with him, but I met him in the business, and we were like the same age. He was from New York, but I was from Atlanta. Okay. And we had so much in common before we even met each other that it just clicked off, and we just been, we've been the best of friends since. Been smooth. Yeah. I did my research and I saw something like you was on T.I. podcast, and you said that you didn't want to rap. You didn't want to make music. You wanted to play football. Yeah. From the beginning. Yeah. So tell the fans and everybody in the city about like what position would you have played and how the love for the game. I mean, my favorite player at the time was Lynn Swan, right? Okay. I wanted to be a receiver, but I was too small because as receivers, as football started progressing, or at least from when I was watching and trying to play, receivers started becoming like tall. Yeah. And so you can catch the ball. 6'5". Yeah. So that position went away for me fast. Yeah. And then I guess I was fast, but I ain't like to get hit like that, right? So that halfback position was there, but I ain't like to get. I like to hit, but I ain't like nobody to hit me. Yeah. Right. So and I like playing like safety or cornerback on defense. So it was just like something wherever speed was involved, that's where I wanted to be. But I mean, I'm in love with football. Most definitely. Yeah. I would put you at nickel. Okay. I'd have had you covering, out there with the DBs, covering the slot guys, the real fast shifted ones. That's any of that would work for me. I think, just like I said, my height just was like, at the time it was like a lot of. Cause I was playing in like the Pop Warner like type league, so it wasn't high school, it wasn't school, it was just like the neighborhood teams that they put together. And these, my age bracket that I was playing in, the kids was much taller than me. Nah, for sure. D Alfred, man, that's a position comparison we're gonna give you. He plays out nickel for us. Yeah. So man, that's what it is. And then so first, being one of the first ones also too. Let's talk about you being the actual first person to shoot a video on top of the Benz Stadium. Yeah. First of all, we need to tell Soulja Boy that like you was the first one. And so he won't come trying to Soulja Boy ain't did it yet either, did he? Nah, he didn't do it yet. Soulja Boy, you gotta get up there though. You gotta get up there. Yeah. Nah, it was crazy. I be telling people, period, when I was at the game and I was watching, the Falcon come out the thing, and he dropped down. I was just like, yo, y'all don't realize how high it is from him going. He's not even on top. He's not on top of the building. He's just inside. So I went up there and looked around, and you can walk around so you can look down. It's so far down. Yeah. It's crazy. It's incredible, for real. It's pretty scary. Most definitely. Yeah. But now, man, we're going to move into the Becoming of a Legend segment. So being honored at the Falcons versus Saints games for 50 years of hip-hop, it was a magnificent time, for us. How was it for you, being a spokesperson and, getting the honor that you deserve as well? I mean, growing up in Atlanta and then having this vision to make music in this city and going to games prior to, creating Welcome to Atlanta, creating just the city being what the city is musically, to see it and to be able to even have an event like that is amazing to me. It makes me even more proud to be from this city. It makes me more proud to see that the city has, connected itself to the music because I was so much an advocate of trying to make sure that was happening in the earlier days because I didn't see it happening. So to see it happen now is a beautiful thing.
Well, definitely. I heard you talk about that at Pandora event too.
Yeah.
One time, yeah. Same ordeal, but man, like, you know, you helped a tremendous amount of people get to a next level of success, just from writing, from artists adventures as well. Yeah. Producing, everything of that nature. Tell us about the time when you first started. I want to take them back to when you first starting off, and back in the day, I want to say '92. And you helped the group Kris Kross. Yeah. And Kris Kross, I didn't grow up on Kris Kross, but my OG, who I grew up with, he told me about Kris Kross group, and he started wearing our pants backwards. Yeah. You wore your pants backwards? Wore my pants backwards. Jabos, when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. But you wore them backwards based on what?
Based on them.
Oh, based on Kris Kross. Yeah. But you ain't know before then.
Nah, I ain't know. He told me about them. You know what I'm saying? So that just made, I'm like, I'm gonna try to see what they did. He showed me a picture. I would put my pants on backwards. So me and my partner, we put our pants on backwards just to go to school a couple of times and just keeping up with the culture. Yeah. And how was that moment, you know, starting off with that kind of like being?
I mean, you know, it was all new. You know what I mean? Like I had found these two kids from Greenbrier, me being from the South Side, Old National area, and I came over to the West Side and found these kids from the West Side. And it was really like the beginning of like me learning the different cultures of the city as well. Cause like, you know, Atlanta to me is a city where if you from a certain area, you don't gotta go to the different areas.
You got everything you need.
Yeah, you stay where you at, right? So me being from College Park, we stayed on Old National. We ain't had no reason to be going to the West Side. We ain't had no reason to be going to the East Side. It'd be less than some girls or something that try to get you to come over there. But for the most part, you ain't really got that much to do in these different places. So I always stayed on Old National. I always stayed on whatever was happening on the South Side. So when I met Kris and Kris, I was, you know, I went to Greenbrier all the time because you know, that's just a part of the culture. So I went to Greenbrier and I seen them. And then when I started kicking it with them and hanging with them, I started learning about, you know, Bunch, middle school, and just all the stuff that they was, you know what I mean, that they was going through and they lived and their lifestyle and how it was, what was happening. And it started making me realize that I should write about what kids their age is seeing, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that they going through on their side of town and what they going through in their life. And it was like I said, it was just a big learning process for me, I think for them, for everybody, for the whole city, and as well as hip hop, because hip hop had yet to see two kids dominate in the space. Even be created in the space. I don't even think it was any kid rappers before Kris Kross. Right? So to have a kid rap, have kids rapping and they be from Atlanta, it was all just like a whole new wave of just everything.
Everything meshed for you.
Yeah.
That was smooth. That was smooth. So 1993, it ain't a great year just because I was born in 93. But you know what I'm saying? It's a great year because that's the year that you officially formed So There. Yeah. So that accomplishment, how was that for you? Like, and the people around you, you know, what was your mind state of really forming it? Like, was it solely for you or was it solely for because you wanted that? Like you have done so far, outreach so many people.
So many different reasons. You know, like it was like, I knew that Atlanta needed this space. I knew that Atlanta needed this space. I didn't know that, like I said, me being, because I was 19 when I did Kris Kross, so I still wasn't even an adult yet. So I still was a teenager. So being a teenager, even though Kris Kross had blew up and they was doing what they doing, I still was stuck in my space, right? I wasn't 21. I couldn't go to no clubs or you know what I mean? And then at that time in Atlanta, if you under 21, there ain't really much for you to do. You know what I mean? We had
pay the security then, huh?
Yeah, we had like a couple of little clubs, like for teen clubs, but I wasn't trying to go to no teen clubs. So I still was kind of stuck in my house. So I never really actually got a visual of that, okay, what I was doing with Kris Kross was opening the doors for the city of Atlanta to do this and do that and do that. I just kept living off of my own vision. So when creating So Def, it was the same thing. It was like, I want this label. I want to put out artists. I want to do this. But I never realized that once I started doing it, how much it was impacting the city. It took a minute for me to actually realize that I was actually impacting the city like that. I just thought I was just in my own little, little space doing what I was doing.
For sure, for sure. And then moving on, like I said, obviously we know he helped a tremendous amount of people, to transform their careers. Let's go to the Xscape, just kicking it.
Yeah.
Like creating through that creative process. Like even though I didn't grow up on that era, I still know the song because that's how you know it's tremendous and it's a hit.
Yeah.
Hearing it from my parents, listening to it, back in the day, going through the neighborhood, the older women listening to it, like it's still right now to this day. If somebody sample it, it's gonna go.
Nah, it's still going.
So like, just the whole ordeal with those girls, well, those women, like how was it for that?
Like I said, it was like a scientist. Just I guess when you're in the science, you in your lab, and you're a scientist, you don't actually be paying attention to what's going on outside. Yeah. You're just paying attention to the creation of what you're trying to make. And for me, it was a lot of studying and a lot of work because I was writing all the music and producing the music, and they was on my label. So it was like double duty. I want to make sure they was popping on the music side. I want to make sure on the label side they was rocking. And my label was still new, and this was my first group. So it's just like everything was just, my focus was just wound up into making them be the best that they could be.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So, man, it's a question I know everyone in the world wanted this too. We all know you had a part with Usher. And where exactly was Usher at 7 o'clock on the dot? Like, how did that come about? 7 o'clock on the dot. Like, what I'm saying? It's like a mystery to us.
No, it's not. It's not a mystery. Listen, it's so crazy because I just to hear you even say that, man, like as a writer, I wrote that line, right? So just to even hear people create a space of talking about where was Usher at 7 o'clock. It's wild to just think that you could write. So, I mean, it is. It's just crazy just to see that I could write something. And even like you just introed it like that, you asking me the question of the person who wrote the line. Like,
you feel me?
Yeah, like it's crazy to just see how impactful that is.
Most definitely.
Because I wasn't even thinking about it. I just said it, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. On drop top, it wasn't even like
cruising the street.
I wasn't even like putting a whole bunch of thought into like what time it could have been. It could have been 7, it could have been 6 o'clock, but it was just like it felt 7 o'clock just came out.
For sure. And then now you got people when it's 7 o'clock on the dot, everybody trying to say 7 o'clock on the dot. Don't let it be a drop top.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Most definitely, man. But obviously, man, Welcome to Atlanta is a culture piece, for not only for the city but for the team, for the Falcons, for the Hawks, as well. And we take that song like tremendously. When I was younger, being able to hear that song, it just feels good for the state of Georgia. Being in other cities when Atlanta is playing out there and you hearing that song, it's a tremendous amount of people that feel proud when they hear that song. Every resident, no matter what side of town you're from, east, west, Buckhead. No matter where you at, it's like this song brings pivotal moments in people's lives for the city of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I just want to know when you was coming up with this song and what made you do it with Luda first, to transform it.
I wanted to make a song with Chris, period, because me and Chris had this long standing relationship before he even became an artist that I used him on the Madden. Actually, that's what it was. I used him on the Madden game to so like the John Madden 2000, I think, the 2000 version of Madden was the first time that they asked somebody to put original music in the game. This was like, so kids that's playing Madden now, they probably don't even understand that. Before 2000, you used to get Madden, it was like just music that was just like whatever music. It wasn't even like really had nothing to do with the game. And then in 2000, they was like, we want you to make a soundtrack for the game. So we actually I made a song that when the game came on, it played, and it was Ludacris. This was before Ludacris came out, though I used him on the song because his voice was so like big to me, and it was animated, and I used to listen to him on Hot 107.9. I think it was and he used to do these little jingles for the radio. So he and I had this relationship, and I should have signed Ludacris, but people at my office was telling me they ain't think he was gonna do well. So I listened to my office for the first time. It's the last time I listened to my office, by the way. But I say that to say that when I started thinking about this song, I just kept thinking about the animation of it and how animated I want. Like you said, I wanted the song to get people excited. Right. I wanted the song to get people hyped up about the city, the teams, everything that's happening in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Because I was frustrated when I wrote that song because I used to see this little T-shirt in the airport, right? Even in Hartsfield, there used to be a store in there that had the T-shirt that used to say Paris. This is Chicago, London, New York, and LA. Or it used to say Paris, London, LA, New York. It never had Atlanta. And they used to sell it in Hartsfield, right? It used to be a T-shirt. And I used to be like, man, why? You know, I used to bug me out all the time. Like when Atlanta gonna turn into that place where y'all, you know? So I knew about London. I felt like, okay, I get it, London. I knew LA. I felt like LA, okay. Atlanta ain't LA. Atlanta ain't London. Atlanta ain't Paris. But Chicago. Come on now. We could not to be down in Chicago like that, because once I realized and went to Chicago, I see that they got a thing in Chicago as well. But Atlanta got a thing to it as well. You know what I mean? And I kept trying to figure out what I had to do to get that turn, to make Atlanta have that turn. So then I kept listening. Then Frank Sinatra had the New York song. I forget who had, when the Lakers started winning, they started playing this song called Love LA. Right? We love it, I love LA. And I'm like, man, what the hell do they play when the Falcons score? What they play when the Hawks score? Like, we ain't had no song, right? And I think they was going to the Ray Charles record, Georgia. And I think that's when I started, that's another time when I was saying, like, that's Georgia, and it's saying Georgia, but they ain't saying Atlanta. They ain't saying, like, where I live at. You know what I mean? Like, I actually live in Atlanta. I don't live in Georgia. So that's when I started, like, I was really just frustrated with it, and I was just like, man, we gonna make a song. And it's funny, cause when in Ludacris video, Throw Them Bows, it's a doormat on the door. And the doormat say, welcome to Atlanta. That's where I got the idea from. And I seen, I'm like, oh, okay. That's what we gonna do. And I also was being dumb too, to the fact that, like, when you get off a plane, I thought the girls, the stewardess, they only say welcome to Atlanta. I didn't think they said that the other city. And I never heard them say nobody else welcome to New York when I'm on the plane. I still don't think I recall here. I know they say something like that, but it just don't sound like welcome to Atlanta.
Most definitely. And that song is obviously, the hype song as well. And then, man, that's what when we hear it on the field, just from every level. It can be youth league, Pop Warner, females, women, WNBA. They hear that song and it's gonna be a pivotal moment, especially when you're playing up here.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to give the city a, let everybody know how proud I was about being from here, and hopefully everybody stood behind that same movement and put their energy in it.
And they did it. And people try to follow up with you. They try to follow up with Put On. Pastor Troy Kane tried to follow up too. So it's you created. Like I said, it's another wave you created.
For sure.
And you definitely did that. I always want to give you props for that.
Yeah.
And man, Snap Music. I want to talk about that a little bit. You were the founder, one of the founders of Snap Music.
Yeah.
Coming about with the Franchise Boys.
Yeah.
I Think They Like Me. And
well, that title, Snap Music, I'm the person who actually named it. Because they weren't naming it, right? They weren't naming it. And I felt like, it was going to get lost because first of all, Lil Jon, who came from So, he had crunk music. And so crunk was Scrappy, Bone Crusher, Trillville, you know what I mean, these people. And when I got a chance to get with the Franchise Boys, yeah, it was them and D4L, and it was like a thing going. And I was just like, you know, at that point in time, I was like the president of Virgin Records, and I was like, we should just go ahead and name it. That way that it automatically sticks and people understand what it is. So that title, Snap Music, you know, I actually was the person who went on and titled it. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So, I ain't make it. I went on and titled it because they was going to let it go. And,
they were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to lean with it. And then just for that too, that's another thing I want to bring about. Hearing the Snap era made everybody, that's another cultural thing you guys did too. Made everybody want to wear the tall tees.
Yeah.
You feel me? The Forces again and the A-hats.
Yeah.
No, that's what it was. That's another cultural moment of pivotal, you know, especially for younger kids growing up, seeing it, the lean with it, rock with it, throwing the hat in the air to catch it to the other side, you know, making up all type of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And that was a part of my childhood.
That's crazy.
So that was cool for me, and you know, it was fun. So thank you for that.
No, I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that, you know, like I said, I never really paid a lot of attention to what I was doing was impacting the city. Mm-hmm. You know, people talk about my billboard, having a billboard on 85 all the time. And I be telling people, like, I took it down because I thought nobody wasn't paying no attention to it. I thought, like, okay, I done had this up here this long. You know, I'm tired of seeing it. And then when I took it down, everybody like, why you take it down? That was like a thing in Atlanta. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody said nothing to me about this.
You took it down?
Ain't nobody told me nothing about it was a thing in Atlanta until I took it down. So it's like a lot of the stuff that you saying, I never really was like connecting to, oh, we doing this for, and all of these people is following it and whatever. We just doing what's good in our energy, you know, what's in that energy.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And then, man, like, one last question, man, about the music, we're gonna go into some more segments. Being able to, you know, help the artist, the Brat being the first solo female artist to go platinum.
Yeah.
Like, that's a turning point. With all the females that dominate the game right now, that's an alley-hoop for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And you definitely a part of that. So, just looking back at that and then seeing the ones now, the Megs, the Sexy Reds, Ski, Nicki's, Cardi B's. Like, tell me, like, how was that for you to see that now, the growth for the female artists, being that you were actually the first one to be pivotal in the...
I mean, that project in itself actually makes me feel like I actually might know a little something because it's how far ahead of the game I was. Like, to do Brat almost 20 some odd years ago, before female rappers even start popping like they is now, right? Meaning that I was on something way before people was even paying attention to it being something. And in hip hop, I guess these little pieces and little pockets of little things like that, they really mean the most to you. Like, you know, being able to see the game before the rest of the world see the game. That one gives me a lot of, you know, confidence to move forward and continue to keep believing in what I believe in based on how I felt when I did the Brat. Because when I did Brat, I didn't want to do it, you know, I didn't want to do it based on female rappers weren't working, right? But then I believed in her talent, and I was just like, you know what? If it don't work, it don't work. I can't be scared of it. Something I feel about it. And that was a project where it was like nobody told me to do it. I wasn't getting pressure from nobody. It was just, I felt it. I felt like I could do it, and I felt like she could do it. So that was one that I gotta say that I listened to my gut the most and made it happen. So that's one of them one I'm most proud of. Most
definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Hey, Dimitri replacement. Give my boy some water right quick, man. Right. Make sure he ain't parched.
I got you right here.
Yes, sir.
Up for you too.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hold on. Make sure you straight.
What?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, bet. All right, bet. Cool. Just making sure, man. No. I had to mess with him a little bit. 50 years of hip hop too, man. What would you like to see hip hop going forward? Not even just hip hop, the music culture, because you do touch place in R&B as well. So how do you see it going forward?
I just want people to get serious. You know, I think that like, I was reading something on the way over here where one of my homeboys, he got a little Instagram where he be posting little things, and the comment was saying something about how record sales don't matter no more. First week sales don't matter no more, and we need to stop talking about first week sales. And it's funny that you asked me that, because when I went back there, I was still thinking about it, right? I was thinking about what I was gonna say about this, and I can't really say much, because when I say something, people they take it the wrong way and then just be blown out, and they don't really understand how much of a student of the game I am.
So,
And you know what I mean? I'm a student of the game, and I see both sides of it before I speak. But I feel like statements like that, the era that we are in right now, they got to take it a little bit more serious. They just got to take. I feel like Drake is taking this as serious as he could possibly take it, and it probably, you know, and it probably could get more serious for him based on the competition level, and if people ever was to try to start even giving him that much more competition. I just feel like it's not really, you know, it feels like it's just Drake, Kendrick, Cole,
yeah.
And everybody else understands that they under them.
For sure.
That ain't, you know what I mean? That ain't football. That ain't the football mentality. That ain't
Exactly.
the basketball mentality. I don't know why it's like that in music, and I feel like that's got to stop. We can't just bow out to 3 artists and then everybody else just feel like we cool. I'm cool. I'm down here. I'm the club level. They stadium level. You can't have that mentality. So I feel like I just want to see everybody get more serious, because there was a time when all music was serious. Rock, rap, country, and everything. So if you put out music, you had to be, like, even when I'm talking about Xscape, when I put out Xscape, I was so wound into trying to make sure they was good, they was great, the music sounded good, they placement, blah, 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 because it was so much competition. You know? It was so much competition on all sides. It was In Vogue, it was rap records that was coming out, and you looking at it from your perspective, and I'm coming from a city where didn't nobody care about, ain't nobody care about Atlanta to the point where it wasn't cool to be from Atlanta, so we waving the Atlanta flag and everybody like, we don't want to hear what you talking about already, right? And then I'm trying to come in here with these girls. So it's like, I just want to see people get serious. I feel like people don't understand how much of a fight a person like myself had to go through to even get us to this point, right? And, you know, same thing with other cities as well. I feel like we just gotta continue to keep fighting and be as serious as possible.
That's dope, for sure. Man, appreciate it, man. That's gonna be the next segment. But now we're gonna move on to this or that segment.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you a couple choices, and you tell me what's your favorite.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just shoot them to you, all right?
All right.
Busy Bees or Miss Mary Max?
I'm gonna say Busy Bees, because Busy Bees probably, to me, feels more soulful. Mary Max feels country. And I hope people understand the difference between it's a country lifestyle of eating, and it's a soul food style of eating. And I feel like those they both, that's what you get from them. I done went to Mary Max one time trying to having a real soulful want, and they ain't have what I wanted in there.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, man, I should have stayed over here on this side.
Yeah.
But then I done went to, Busy Bees, and it ain't as peaceful as, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different mindset, depending on where you at. But
For sure.
yeah.
Okay. Magic City Wings or West End American Deli?
See, I'm vegan, so it's hard for me to tell y'all about these wings. But I will say that I ask questions because I'm vegan. I be asking people like, and last time I asked this question at the studio about 2 weeks ago, And I was told that American Deli Wings in Atlanta is the best wings in the city.
Smooth.
Ain't that what you said, Corey? Yeah.
Okay.
We just had this conversation.
Okay.
They said them the best wings in the city.
All right. Julio Jones or Roddy White?
Oh man. Oh man.
Hard one.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, I think it's a timing thing. I can't really say, man. You know what I mean? I think, I'm gonna go with Low. Cause it's a couple of times we needed Low to stretch on out there, and he
made it happen.
He went on, stretched on out there, and took the ball on to where we needed to go.
Yeah.
And he understood that's the way he needed to play. You know what I mean? I like players like that. Like I like players that understand what they there for. Like don't just play football. Go ahead and be that extra. You know what I mean? If you got it in you, go ahead and put it out there. Let's see what it is. And he showed me that a couple of times.
So
more than a couple of times.
Ward done. Jamal Anderson.
Oh man. They both my homeboys. I'm gonna have to go with Jamal though, because Jamal, he brought a dance to the city.
Brought it out.
The whole Dirty Bird thing, period, come from Jamal Anderson.
Yep.
The Falcons, 3rd and 1 on the goal line, you not stopping Jamal Anderson. I don't care what's going down. It wasn't happening.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, Ward, though, for me, being a little guy, he was the most impressive I've seen.
Yeah.
Right? Just because I was like, when I met him, I'm like, damn, you ain't even that much bigger than me.
Yeah.
Like,
give you hope.
I could do this. You know what I mean? So you think that, right? It ain't as easy as it looked for him to be out there and doing what he was doing. I gotta tip my hat to him. But Jamal just brought a whole, to me, is when I saw the turn up actually happen in the stadium. And I mean, I done seen different eras of it. I done seen the Deion Sanders era and the Andre Rison. I done been through all these eras, but for some reason that Jamal Anderson era, that Dirty Bird era, just felt like it felt like hip hop to me. It felt like hip hop had finally entered into the stadium, and it was respected. Like we gon' go and be hands on with this and be collectively what's happening. This is what's happening in the city. We respect it. It was the first time to me that I felt like the two worlds had clashed and they was really working together.
That's dope. I feel that too. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's smooth, man. You remember Andre Rison?
Yeah.
So Deion or Andre Rison? No, they had like a little.
I mean, ain't nobody. I
know they had like a little smoke.
Ain't nothing better than Deion Sanders, man. Andre Rison serious though. We had serious players, but Deion Sanders just was like I say, he one of them guys that was like, he'll tell you, y'all not gonna throw to my side, and nobody wouldn't throw to his side. You can't. I believe when you in football, any sports, Jordan was the same to me too. Any sport, when a player tell you what y'all ain't gonna do, and then y'all don't do it,
he won.
he gotta be a bad boy.
For sure.
And Deion was that dude. Like if you went against his word and him telling you ain't gonna throw to his side, he was gonna pick you off.
Yep.
It was just gonna happen.
For sure. Now we're gonna get to a little more fun. Same thing, this or that. We're gonna get you right now. I'm gonna see where your mental at right quick. 5'9" or Kaya?
5'9" or what?
Or Kaya?
I'm gonna have to go with 5'9". I think 5'9" just was like
historical. Hold on. First of all, everybody listen. These are historical moments right here. He about to get out some gems.
I mean, 5'9" was not a typical club that I would go to. It was a club that I heard about, right? And I remember when I when my album came out, my first album came out, I was like, I gotta go to 559. I gotta go. And I went in there and I performed. I think I remember I performed. And the ground, it seemed like the stage was gonna break, how crazy it was. And I was like, cause like once again, like I said, I didn't think that everybody was like rocking with me. I didn't know that the
whole city.
I mean? The whole city was like into what I was doing. I had a song, like I said, I had a song with Jay-Z. Jay-Z wasn't really that popping out here in Atlanta at that time. It wasn't like that. So it was like, I ain't know if my records was a little different than what the city was expecting. But in 559, I had a mindset of what I thought was happening in there. And when I went in there, I realized that it wasn't that much different. It was just very cultural to what Atlanta is. And yeah, I gotta go with 559.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
112 or Rufus?
112. Off the top, I ain't even gotta
Easy.
think about
You ain't
it.
gotta think about
Yeah,
nothing
I
else.
ain't gotta think about it.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, so you familiar with the Instagram comedians a little bit? Like Desi and Drewski?
Yeah, I think.
So,
Desi definitely.
yeah, Desi Banks
Yeah.
or Drewski? Drewski the one that do Could Have Been Records.
I'm gonna go with Desi. I think. I think I like the little different clips I be seeing on Desi doing with the when he do the different versions of ATL.
Yeah,
The black, which is the black Air Force
Forces
One
and
and
the
the
white
white Air
Forces.
Force. That's really just the different sides of Atlanta.
For sure.
You know what I mean? He could go on and just say that instead of trying to make it be the sneakers. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So just that in itself, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, We Belong Together or Let's Get Married?
Oh. Oh man. I'm gonna have to go with We Belong Together based on what happened with the song, cause it became song of the decade, and I ain't never even forecast like, oh, I want song of the decade. This ain't even like something you start thinking about in your house or anytime. Like, we gonna write song of the decade. So just that in itself. And then the fact that people contribute me to, they say, oh, you brought Mariah back. I don't think you can bring Mariah Carey back. She's Mariah Carey. But the fact that people even say that based on that song, then I have to go with that song.
That's crazy. All
But
right.
Let's Get Married will be played forever as long as somebody is
Get married. Yes, sir. Everybody, when you drop to a knee, if you ain't playing that song, you really ain't doing your wedding right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, or your reception for
Yeah.
the most part. And you better play it in there too. So, what's your most, I'm gonna give you this or that for the most memorable Falcon moment.
Yeah.
Was it the time you flew back from the Vikings game to party with the boys in Buckhead? Or was it you DJing at the Falcons game?
Oh, that plane ride. Listen, it's nothing like that. Matter of fact, I pray to God, I be saying this all the time, like, I should have a camera crew on me at all times. And at that day, that game, I was sitting on the edge of the bed like this. I was in LA. I was sitting on the edge of the bed. And I'm like, we're a field goal away from going to the Super Bowl. If you're from Atlanta, you gotta know, like, you know how much my head was going crazy. I thought I was out there. I damn felt like I was on the field. I was like, man, don't miss. I was saying everything in my power, like, don't miss the kick. Please, I was turning around. I was doing everything. So I'm like, it's no way possible that the Falcons is going to the Super Bowl. Like, I never thought this, I mean, I always wanted it to happen, but I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, for real, because it just felt like it wasn't gonna happen. And I was at my friend's house, and I was like, man, listen. And it felt like time stopped. I'm telling you this how much I got an opportunity to do. It felt like the time stopped. I grabbed my phone, I said, listen, if this ball go through that goalpost, I'm calling, I'm getting me a plane, I'm going back to Atlanta. And I start looking at the time, and I'm like, if I leave right as soon as that ball go through that goal, I will get back to Atlanta at probably 1 o'clock, right when they get back, and I'm going to Otto's, and I'm gonna meet them the club. I timed it perfect. I found a flight. The ball went through the upright, and I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I was gone. And I like, and my friends like, what? You going back? I had just got to LA, by the way. I'm like, I'm going back to Atlanta. It's going to be crazy. And the club at Otto, like just what I said, as soon as I pulled up, I was talking to Jamal. They had pulled up. They was coming to Otto. That was the best night ever.
That's smooth. That's fine. We got to get some more of them this year.
Yeah, we got to.
We got to get some more of them this year. Man, so the next segment, it's the last segment. It's called Drip Check. Yeah. We're going to go through some of your outfits, swag from back in the days to now. But first of all, before we even do that, how would you describe your swag? How would you describe your drip? You can progress it too.
I mean, I think it's a lot of times it's just comfortable. It ain't even really, you know what I mean? I don't care about, I'm not like a logo dude. I ain't into all of that. I actually I'm actually into new. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm into like this what I got on right now. Mm-hmm. Just a whole new clothing line, right? Yep. A whole lot of cough syrup, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all probably ain't never seen it before, but there's some new boys in LA, and they take the Dickies and they do what they got to do with the Dickie outfits, with the jacket, whatever. But I'm into new outfits, like just new clothes. If it be new and it feel fresh, I'm gonna rock it.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. So we're gonna roll some pictures up here for you.
All right.
And we're gonna kind of explain what it is for us. So definitely got the suit vibe. So
you see that over there is more like the Tom Ford. You gotta wear. You gotta have a. And I learned that from like older white men who told me that you should have one good tuxedo. And I be telling my friends this all the time. Like my friends, every time we had like gotta go somewhere we had tux, I'm like, y'all ain't got one. This is a thing that every man should have.
Exactly.
Every man. It don't matter what color you are, whatever it is. Every man should have one tuxedo.
To put it on for every occasion.
You put it on for every occasion. By the way, you ain't got to change the tux. Yep. Nobody looks at the tuxedo when it's a tuxedo. It's a black tie event. That means it calls for a tuxedo. Only thing might change is the socks. If you outside and it's warm, you have to put some socks on. You don't have to put no socks on. But other than that, a black tuxedo is always needed. And it's the same tuxedo. You don't have to worry about, once you spend that money on that one, you can wear that tuxedo to everything you go to.
That's smooth.
Yeah.
That's smooth.
On this side, this was more like a stylish situation. And I ain't dress myself. This is more of a stylish thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Smooth custom jacket.
Yeah, I thought I was just coming out with my TV show and they just wanted me to have that, little sparkle on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, roll the next one.
All right, so this is my Bape. Man, that Bape jacket is crazy. I gotta try to find that. But yeah, that like I was a Bape fanatic, right? I was really heavy on the Bape before everybody else was wearing Bape. And as you see, I've had pieces of Bape that I ain't never even seen nobody else have. Like, so that's a Bape jacket with the Bape studded T-shirt on the inside. Yeah, it's just comfortable, comfortable flow.
Okay.
Yeah, toe up jeans. Ain't that much. And like the only thing, like I said, with the brands, I only go with brands, like I said, if they new. Mm-hmm. I was going with Bape because people weren't getting it over here. Like
Bape was really popping. It started out then.
Yeah.
Bape in their shoe.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it was a great opportunity to sit down and talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Hopefully the rest of the season, man, we're gonna work hard to, keep grinding on our side. To make the wins go up, make the games more hype.
Oh yeah.
Especially for the fans, and greats like you. But man, thank y'all, man, for another episode of Bud Brought a Buddy. And today I brought my buddy, my people who think my cousin.
My twin.
Jermaine Dupri.